Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ohio Anime. Ohio gozaimasu. That's the anime podcast that doesn't take place in the morning, but it is morning in Japan, so that's how we're getting away with it. My name is John, and we're going to be talking about some, I'm going to say anime adjacent things tonight. I don't know. You decide. It's up to you, but we have a good gang to talk about it tonight. We got Andrea, Phil, and Dana. Welcome.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
Dana, it's been a minute since you've been on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Yeah. Let's see. We got our, let's see. All right. So, anime.
John.
I don't know how you guys. Yes.
John, I have to cut in because I was laughing at your we're going to be talking about some anime adjacent things. And as I was speaking to a coworker earlier today, and they were asking me about our topic for the pod tonight, and I was telling them about the movie. They were like, "Is it anime?" And I was like, "Oh, I heard your voice in my head," and I was like, "It's anime adjacent.
It's not anime.
It's you know what I mean." I was like, "It's not anime. It's animated," and I was like, "God, John would be so proud of me right now."
I agree. I would like to call it soft anime. There were definitely anime elements that I thought I'm excited to talk about.
For sure.
Sure. Well, I mean, yeah, we've had some discussions on, what really defines it. And, I've certainly come to the conclusion that that definition is going to keep getting murkier and murkier.
Yep.
It's
anime inspired.
Yeah. It's
animated.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and there's going to be there's so much more now that's not Japanese anime.
Mm-hmm.
Where there's a lot of the, Chinese donghua coming out, which is very similar. That's not technically anime, but if you showed someone who didn't know much about it, or who only was vaguely watched anime, they would think that was anime. So,
Nerd.
It's going to become a catch-all. Anime is going to become a catch-all term.
Right.
Just what's going to happen here. But anyways, we're going to be talking about, if you haven't seen the title, K-pop Demon Hunters. So just the story quickly there was, you'd seen this, Phil, and suggested it heavily, and then you're like,
yes,
Anna loves it too.
Yep.
So, and then out of the blue, I had a friend that also separately just recommended it, raving about it, all that sort of thing. So
I feel like you like that friend better than us because you weren't really on board with watching it until this other friend also recommended it.
So he's never we've talked about anime before, but he's never out and out recommended something. And so the fact that this hit your radar, and then his two, I'm used to a recommendation from anime from Phil. That's gonna happen, so
yeah, that's
but
good.
I don't know, and it's I have to say, it's not something that, even though I enjoy some K-pop, it's not something that I would have sought out to watch. So yeah.
I had seen it also. Hadn't seen it, watched it, but I'd seen recommended for me by Netflix where you had mentioned it. But I was trying to decide whether it was something that was going to be good or whether it was a kids type thing that was just going to be oh, this is okay.
Yeah.
I watch enough children's shows because of my actual children that are, some are good and some are so-so. So I am glad that you guys said it was great, because then I was on board to try it.
Okay.
Excellent. We watched it the first night it dropped. So, I mean, we really got in on the ground floor. So I feel like
you did. You did.
Yeah, I'd say. Yeah. I mean, and in part now, you guys are responsible for me getting Netflix again after I just got rid of it. I literally just got rid of the thing.
Did you collect your fees? Make sure you do that, you two.
All right. Make sure you write that off, John, on your taxes. It's a write-off.
Okay.
It's a write-off.
Yeah.
It's a write-off.
Mm-hmm. So we'll talk about K-pop Demon Hunters. It's on Netflix right now, and then we'll talk briefly, if you guys watched it, about Lord of Mysteries, just give our first thoughts on the first couple episodes.
Yeah.
Before we jump into that, let's just see what people are watching quickly. Like what's standing out, what's really what other than these things that maybe people should either take a look at or avoid at all costs. And Dana, we'll start with you.
Oh, man. All right. I feel like a lot of my shows are on break right now between seasons, but I am keeping up with Apothecary Diaries. I love where this season has been going. Witch Watch, we've been keeping up with. And then Andrew and I had talked about wanting to start True Beauty. I have not started it yet, but I have read the entire webtoon, and I loved the webtoon. So I've been leery on starting this one just because I don't know how it's going to compare. And have you started it yet?
I haven't. No.
Did it just
We're gonna have to start it at the same time.
Yeah.
Like
I think there's like, don't quote me, but maybe 11 episodes available. It's still relatively new.
Still airing though, probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Now,
that's it for
is that
me
one
right
that
now.
is that when they made into live action already too, or
they
not?
did, yes. And
I
don't
did
watch
not know
that.
You did, Andrea?
I started it and I didn't love it.
Okay.
That's why I thought I remembered it, because I remember you saying something there.
Yeah.
Where is the live action available to watch?
Oh, it was, I think, on Amazon Prime, but I can't say that it still is. Do you know what I mean? Like it's been a minute.
Sure.
Okay. I think the anime will be good. I think this would have been a hard one to interpret with real people. I don't know.
Okay. Well, that's good. I saw that, so Witch Watch, I completely forgot that one was going. I need to get back into that. Like we've been on this weird thing. It's, like you say, in between things in certain seasons and following, and unwilling to dive into something new enough.
Sure.
So,
yeah. And we might be an episode or two behind, but we're pretty well caught up, I'd say.
Yeah, same.
Okay. Phil, how about you? Anything other than those?
Yeah, well, all the same stuff Dana's watching. All the same stuff that she's watching. And then I'm watching To Be Hero X, which I've recently embarked on a pressure campaign to get John to try it, and I think he tried it, I believe.
I did, yeah. So just briefly on that, like, I felt bad because you shared some other, like, I don't know, YouTube short or something of like AMV for it or something like that.
Sure.
I watch them like, this does nothing for me. This is just absolutely nothing. But I still tried the show, and I think it's just because I had no context. It was short, and I had no context for any of the characters or anything, because when you watch it, like the first bit, I was a little concerned, and then quickly it got original. It got unique, and still leaves some impact. As the things happen that were unexpected right in that first episode. So
Yep. So it's great. And then I think initially the first handful of episodes, they do a lot with like the flipping back and forth from traditional animation to CGI. But then the last like 3 or 4 episodes has been all just traditional animation. So I don't know if they kind of went away from that, or they're just gonna only periodically. I don't know. So, but it's good.
Okay, excellent.
Good. I'm trying to think. I think that's kind of really it. And then I did try Lord of Mysteries last night, but I might be forgetting
1 or 2 episodes.
There's 2 episodes. I feel like they were long.
But did you watch both. 1 or 2? Okay.
Yeah.
I only watched 1, so.
Okay. But they did feel long. I wonder if they were.
They are.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, they're 34-ish minutes, so they're a little bit longer than an average.
Yeah. So, but to be here for the viewers out there, both To Be Hero X and Lord of Mysteries are Chinese donghua. Am I pronouncing that correctly, John?
I have no idea. I don't know anything about Chinese. Well, and so is that the yeah, I really don't know. I have no idea.
That's right. But Chinese. They're Chinese.
Yeah.
Not Japanese.
Okay. Andrea, how about you?
I don't have anything new to add on to what these fine folks have been watching.
How dare you?
I've been up on Apothecary Diaries. I've been up on Witch Watch. I watched the first episode of Lord of Mysteries, and I'm waiting patiently because Don to Don returns very soon.
Tomorrow.
Yep, and
tomorrow,
so not tomorrow, but very soon. So does Kaiju number 8, July
Right.
19th.
Yep.
God,
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
That's why I wanted to jump on this Lord of the Mysteries. It's like I don't want to get behind if it actually is good, and just
Yep.
like so I can. Then we'll have like 4 series that are running that you can
Yep.
watch weekly or whatever.
Yep.
So
I also mentioned, I don't know if people have seen it, but they dropped the first, like, I don't know if it's the first, but I think the first real full-length trailer for the Demon Slayer movie.
Yeah.
People should check it out because it looks wild. Looks really good. Coming to IMAX in September. I'm impressed.
Very good. Okay. Right before we get into K-pop Demon Hunters, what do you guys think then of Lord of Mysteries? Andrea, I'll start with you because you just watched the 1 episode. What do you think after the first episode?
I mean, to be very honest with you, I have mixed feelings about it. The art and animation are gorgeous, and this type of setting is just like teed up for somebody like me to love. You know, obviously,
Sure. Yeah.
given what I do. So I really want to like this, but the first episode was pretty messy. And I had trouble being like, okay, I know I don't like lengthy exposition where you just spoon feed me too much, but this also feels like a little far in the opposite direction, and I'm feeling a little disoriented as an audience member. There's too many we're trying very hard to like plop you in and just make you figure it out and just be like, oh, like thing over here, startling thing over here, what's this? And it's not quite gelling together in a compelling storyline. So I mean, given I've only watched 1, I'm inclined to watch at least 1 more, maybe 2. I usually try to give an anime 3 episodes before I say, yay or nay. But yeah, it was a mixed bag for me.
Okay. Now, Dana, did you watch these with Phil?
I didn't. This is the first time hearing about this.
Okay. All right. Phil, what'd you think?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not certain Dana would like it, but I have to watch more of it to kind of determine that. I feel like it was a little violent at first.
That's fair.
But, I feel similarly to Andrea. It was confusing for sure. I'm very confused.
Is that part of the stitch though? Like with Lord of Mysteries, they want
yes, I think it is. But at the same time, I did a fairly deep Reddit dive last night after I watched the first 2 episodes, and people who had read it's like based off a webtoon in China. It's like a super popular webtoon in China, apparently. And people were saying that they felt like the studio was rushing the anime or the donghua a little bit so they could get like a big fight scene into the first a couple episodes.
Oh, interesting.
And then they'll probably kind of double back and do some more like explaining and more background on the main character in the next couple episodes because this started out so fast and messy. But certainly people were saying, like, there are people that were like, I watched this and then I went and like read about it and I'm still confused. Like, I think it might be one of those shows that you're confused for a while, but then maybe they intentionally confuse you because once it puts it all together, you're going to be like, so I don't know. We'll see. I think I'm going to give it a go. I'm certainly going to keep watching it for now. Because I think it's got all the stuff you said, Andrea, about like the animation and the art and the themes and stuff, like super cool. And it could be one of those shows where once you watch it through and understand it, you can watch it again and enjoy it that much more the second time through.
Yeah.
Because then you know what's going on, you're not confused, and you can just enjoy it. So we'll see.
Okay.
What do you think, John?
Yeah.
Or did you have a chance to watch any?
Yeah, I watched both of them. the after the first one, I was definitely, I don't know what the F is going on.
Yeah.
But after the second one, I had enough of my bearings that it was okay. Then it was making sense enough. Like
Sure.
there's still things that, I want to hear the intro again, telling me whatever. Just more stuff to keep helping stuff sink in.
Yep.
But I guess I'm not gonna belabor it because it was interesting, even if I didn't know what was happening. I just kind of let it wash over me, and I always complain about exposition. So
Yeah, you do.
let me just figure it out as it goes.
Yeah.
And I felt like by the end of episode 2, I had enough. There was I had
Cool.
enough that I'm like, I don't feel frustrated by
Sure.
the lack of world understanding here, yet with plenty more to go yet. So
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Excellent.
yeah.
So you think you'll keep going with it for a bit?
Yeah. I plan to, I'm caught up. So whenever the next episode's out, it can be one of my weekly shows until it deems otherwise. I not maybe okay with his wardrobe change at the end of episode 2, but that's a trifle little thing. That's
Sure.
nothing. So yeah.
All right, I'll look forward to that. I'll give him some style notes.
I believe I read online it's a Friday drop, so it's nice weekend anime to watch.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yep.
Okay, that's Lord of Mysteries, Chinese show on Crunchyroll right now. Let's talk now about a Korean-based show, but this is one of those interesting collaborations because it is about a K-pop band, but it's originally dubbed in English. That's like its main language and stuff, and it's like a very CG sort of show, not like hand-drawn looking.
Yep.
But we're gonna get into some spoilers with this. Being you guys found it and brought it to the group's attention, let us know, Dana, Phil, how you came about this and what made you turn it on.
I had, my Google algorithm on my phone sends me, as you can imagine, a lot of anime and anime adjacent content.
No.
And so I think some article just got pushed to me at some point about this is coming up in a couple months to Netflix and it's going to be great if you like anything to do with anime. And I was like, well, Avi, yeah, I do. So, and so I told Dana about it and I said, this looks up our alley. And then it just, I don't know. I just been having it on my, you can click on your little remind me when it drops button on Netflix. And then we watched it the day it came out and yeah, I think we loved it.
Yeah, I think we watched it through, and it was probably 10 o'clock at night when we started it. And by the time we finished it, it's only 90 minutes, and I immediately wanted to watch it again.
Yeah.
It was
nice.
so
I don't want to watch it
unexpectedly.
Again, immediately. But I know Dana definitely did.
I did.
I loved it, but I was like,
it was unexpected though. Like Andrea said, I did not know if this was going to be it's PG.
Yeah.
So like a young kids movie that our children would enjoy, and you know, parents giggle in the background for some of that higher level humor.
Right.
But maybe it's the child in me, but I was fully engaged the whole time. I mentioned this to you guys. I told Phil, it really reminded me of a Trolls meets Descendants kind of mashup. So Descendants is another one of those Disney shows that was just super well done, great soundtrack, great storyline, was wildly popular. And so this one also, I think one of the really smart things about it was that K-pop style, and their songs were super catchy. They were in English, so they were really easy for an American audience to really grip onto. I really I thought the plot line was pretty simple.
Sure.
But I think that was part of the genius of it, was they didn't overcomplicate it. It was really easy to follow. And then you could really enjoy the animation, the styling. I mean, Rumi, the girl in the middle with the purple hair, her braid was its own character. That thing was gravity defying. And so there was just a lot of quirky humor in there that I felt was
funny.
So funny and very anime-like. Some of the crying scenes where you have the rivers coming down their cheeks and
hard eyes,
hard eyes, yeah.
The hard eyes, the way that they animated emotions.
Or the ab
or the
eyes.
corn eyes.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah,
had never seen the corn cob ab
That was cool.
emoji. I thought that was great.
Or like when they're eating the noodles, like really fast on the plane. I don't know. Just there's plenty of traditional chibi anime funniness. Definitely.
I think one of the things that I really loved about it too, like I said, was it really could have been, I think, fleshed out into a full series. I think there was enough plot line there and enough side characters that didn't get fleshed out in the movie. They could have stretched this out into a series, and I actually love that they didn't. I think that was a super smart marketing choice because it made it 90 minutes, consumable, easy to sit down and introduce to a new generation of, you know, maybe people who aren't really into anime or didn't know what this film was going to be about, and they just heard someone recommend it and they're like, oh, that's bite size, I can give that a try. And then they're really intrigued by it, and it might open the door for other things like that. And I just thought that was really smart because it could have been different, but they didn't overcomplicate it. And that was not always, I think, what you see. Sometimes things really do get convoluted. And so I loved it, and it allowed me to really enjoy the music from it and the other pieces because I wasn't working super hard at 10 at night to follow the storyline. So I highly recommend. I've watched it twice, and our kids have had the soundtrack on repeat for a full week. And I'm not sick of it yet. So
No.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think that's what makes
it is a great workout soundtrack.
Oh,
yes. Takedown has such a great like fight song beat. You just want to pump it out to that song.
Yep.
I think that's what makes the movie more like rewatchable too, because all the songs are so good and they're spread out like, very nicely through the movie. I actually just heard today. I read it online that Golden is like trending, is like on the Billboard charts now. Like it's
tracking,
like, just as like a song.
You said that when we were watching it, that you thought that song was good enough to be on the radio.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yep. I think a lot of them are
very
good
meta.
on the radio.
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
Feels very meta.
It does.
Like,
Yeah. Sure.
But I agree. I
Like
think any of them could be.
trend.
I mean, almost any of them. I think there's maybe like one or two that I'm like, I'd be a little more surprised at that one. But yeah, most of them could be up there, and I'd be like, yeah, totally.
Yep.
Yes, for sure.
Although I told Dana I read just some like random article where it was like ranking all the songs from K-pop Demon Hunters, and Golden wasn't number one. It was number 2.
We're so annoyed about that.
What's number one?
Free. It's the duet that Rumi and Gino sing. Joe,
also excellent, but
I have to say, so I rewatched it for the second time.
I like what it sounds like
the other day. Yes,
what sounds like is good.
I think too, when you really listen to the lyrics, they are poetic. They are very deep, and they actually are telling a story. They're not just describing what's going on, but they're really adding to the storyline and the thoughts in the character's head. It's really, really,
That's actually my favorite.
Which one? What it sounds like?
What it sounds like.
Really
yep.
interesting.
I think
that's my favorite.
Have you heard Golden yet?
No. Tell me about that.
Check that one out. For real.
Yeah.
Okay, I will.
I think that was the part of the movie, Andrew, when that song plays at the end. This is what it sounds like. That reminded me the most of Trolls 2 World Tour.
Yeah.
Oh, sure, yeah.
It's just the way that they wrote it, where it's just this super powerful,
coming together,
unifying, come together song.
I do love what it sounds like.
But it's so good. When I watched it with our youngest daughter, who's 7, after that song ended, she's like, Mom, I don't know why, but it made me want to cry. And I thought that said a lot about the movie, that someone as young as her really felt the emotion in that song and how powerful it was. And she's like, I'm not sad. Why do I want to cry?
Yeah.
And I was like, that's the feeling like, passion and like feeling powerful and unified with something and connecting. So I thought that was kind of a cool testament to the film with being able to reach generations.
Yeah, it's got such a great build too.
It does.
From start to finish. It like you said, it really is its own story. And it's really, encompassing everybody who's in that space, and it becomes like, one to many. Yeah. I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree. Oh, Gino.
Yeah.
And the boy band was so darn cute.
It was so perfect. I can't believe like they hadn't thought of that before.
It's a very like on point caricature
Yeah.
of
Oh
a
yeah.
K-pop boy band. Yeah.
It's so many layers because it's like, yeah, that is a really actually great way to like for demons to fight back against, demon hunters who rely on a unifying power of song. It's
Yeah.
like that's the point. It's like hit him where
Right.
it hurts. But
Mhm.
then yeah, it gave you great opportunities to just like mock all the in a loving way, in a both tribute and a like boy bands.
I thought that was
It's such a both and.
Yeah, I thought that was a really funny pull out of the story too, where they brought in the K-pop idols and the K-pop fan culture
Mhm.
pieces too, where you had fans that were just like so invested in these characters, and then they'd rip off their T-shirts and then have
Yeah,
the
they're
band name,
fickle.
and they fickly
Yeah.
jump back and forth between
Yeah.
who they
Yeah.
liked better.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yes. Well, and then I mean it's every aspect, right? Like it's, who do you like better? But then it's like within a group, who is your favorite? Like pick your person,
Yeah.
like we all used to do when we were young.
Used to do.
Come now, sir.
Where am I?
Come now, sir.
Here, I
You
gotta
know, as
show
a
you.
child, as a child, you like identified with one member of a band enough to be like, this is me.
Let's see. Here's my K-pop
wait.
group right here.
There you go. There you go.
Who is that, John?
There it is.
This is wow, I'm like blanking on their names right now. That's the worst fan ever. Le Seraphim. It's a weird name. Le
Passionate
Seraphim.
fan. They're like, it's hard to remember their name. I just like,
Yeah. No, I just for whatever reason in my head, aespa was coming. I don't know if that's how you spell it or say it, but that's like my second favorite group. But
Sure.
Le Seraphim, yeah, I
awesome.
got a card here. So
Your favorite? I thought you liked that one idol from Anime Detour. No, that wasn't your favorite.
Oh, okay. Okay, Phil.
oh
Nice.
That's not bad for- Anyway, it's fine. No.
Yeah.
I thought you meant someone
So,
we watched
Yeah.
a video of or something.
No.
I gotcha.
No.
No,
Just
yeah.
throwing the inside jokes at you.
Sorry, that's the viewers don't want that. My apologies.
So just to circle back, like, yeah, I liked the fact that like within the movie they were, like this is my favorite one. Like I love that opening. Like this is like such a great way to introduce Huntrix and like who
Mhm.
makes it up. But then also like midway through when they're together with the Saja boys and they're like creating couple portmanteaus and you're like, oh my God, like that's so like it's so real. You know what I mean? And it's built on nothing. It's built on them like being at the signing together like twice. Like they're like, they're couples.
That's a real thing, though.
Mm-hmm.
It is. It totally is. It's so great. So
Yep.
Well,
What'd you think?
Dana, I thought you brought up a couple of good points there that like about the story being simple. I do think that a lot of times people overcomplicate something. It's like you don't want something to be a formula, but you can look at a few things that are critical to, telling a nice story here and apply those. And they did that without it being weird. They're not really saying anything new about demons. They're not really doing a new love story or whatever, but it's compelling nonetheless. I was listening to some people talk today about like how, we feel like we're at a cultural dead end in some regards, and like everything is reused. Everything is it's always a sequel or whatever, But
Tell that to the main
it's
creator of Lord of Mysteries.
been that way for a long. Well, but I'm saying that it's always borrowing from something else. It's just the way it is, And you can go back centuries and find the same kinds of stories, but they're never not compelling if told properly. It's just the way it is. Like, and so you can get sick of something if you watch that type of story over and over in short sequence. But if you give it a break or whatever, if you watch 4 rom-coms in a row and they all feel similar, I was like, well, maybe that's not the rom-com's fault for feeling similar. Maybe you need to not watch another one for a few months, and
maybe you need to
then you'll like it. It's just whatever the case is. Pick yours.
Yeah.
It's the same as with shonen. Like if you're gonna sit and watch. Yeah, some people, that's what they want. That's fine. But I can't do that forever. It's like, oh, this is too much the same then. But So yes, this is a simple story. It's not breaking any new ground, but it doesn't matter. It's done well. It's compelling. Keeps you going. I also like your comment about it not being a series, because I think a lot of times people do think like it is more digestible as a series, as something that is 30 minutes long or whatever, or other shows it's 40 minutes, 50 minutes, whatever. But if there are 12 episodes, even if that are 50 minutes a piece for a regular show, or if there are 13 or 26, or now you're several seasons behind and they're each 23, it's no longer a digestible piece, because you're going into it knowing if you want to complete this story, it's hours and hours of your life. Versus a film, yes, it's 90 minutes to 3 hours, whatever, but then it's done. So I agree. It's like this can get something, it can take advantage of the K-pop, like, if you want to call it fad or movement or whatever right now, like the popularity of it. And and get people watching something else that they don't have to feel like they're jumping in and now committed to else.
So. Yes.
Yeah, I want to jump on that, because I had similar thoughts about the simplicity of this story, and I kind of realized it towards the end of the movie. So to get into a spoilery plot point for anybody who hasn't seen it yet, I realized it towards the end, in This Is What It Sounds Like, when Rumi is talking about her patterns and, thinking back to the fact that she acknowledged like her father was a demon. This movie really could have got into that.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, and it didn't at all. It just like didn't explain how he was a demon and somehow had like gotten together with her mother, who was a hunter and should have presumably known better, or was tricked or something. Like, who knows? But that could have been like a really drawn out, interesting, but also a drawn out plot point. And they just were like, no, you're just going to accept that her mom was a hunter, her dad is a demon. She's, a mix, and we got to move forward. So that's kind of when I was thinking about that. I was like, wow, this movie really didn't get too mired down in things like, it could have flashed back. It could have gone into a whole thing about losing her mom, but no, just forward.
Isn't that kind of cool in the subtlety of it, though? Because if you just think about it, like from a synopsis point of the way you described it, how does a hunter whose job is to kill these demons fall in love with a demon? When you look at it at face value, it seems ridiculous. But then when you watch the movie and you see how Rumi develops these deep friendship, romantic, powerful feelings with Jinu, who is a demon, and you see them come together and you start to ship this relationship, it makes sense. And the movie didn't throw it in your face. It was something you kind of had to figure out on your own. But then all of a sudden, once you realize, oh, I see how they got together, it makes you a little bit more empathetic to maybe how her mom could have gotten into the same situation. But again, they didn't flesh it out. They leave it to the viewer's kind of imagination to think it through. And I thought that was really clever.
I agree.
I also like that they didn't go the route, which I thought maybe they were going to partway through, was with I thought it's common to take, okay, so the demons, they do have feelings, they do think independently, they do have, and so then we now need to be wholly sympathetic, and maybe this changes our whole cause. They didn't do that. They still we still have our mission. We're still causing chaos in the world. We still need to seal it off and be done, even though it just makes the decision and what they're doing, it makes it more impactful, because they now know it's not just completely getting rid of soulless, 100% no redemption monsters. There's something else to it, but we still have to do it. So I liked that route, as opposed to like, well, we're gonna all be friends now, or like whatever.
So you generally liked it, John? Sounds like.
Yeah, I was worried at the beginning. At the beginning, I'm like, oh, this is really high energy. This is
it is high energy.
TikTok generation. I'm getting like Pixar-y vibes.
Sure.
But if it's for TikTok, it was a bit much, but
Fair.
it sort of settled, and
Yep.
it didn't take long. When the by the end of the first song, or whatever, I think it was all settled. I understand they want to get you in it, they want to grab your attention. That's all fine, but I was a little concerned at first, and then yeah, it was.
By the time Gold came on, you loved it, so I get it.
I have to go back. I did add the album to my library, so I'll have to listen to it some more.
Yep.
But you have to refamiliarize myself with the songs better. But I generally enjoyed pretty much all the songs. I liked the little love story stuff. I thought the characters were well defined. Our little trio, they each were different enough, believably so. I loved the cat and the bird.
Yes, cat and bird, best.
Yeah.
So they were great. I love that kind of creepy introduction of the cat at first. It's like those giant glowing eyes, but then he's like just a soft little kitten, and then the bird
also,
having the hat, the tradition. I like that too. Oh,
well, like inexplicably, Ginu's just like, she's like, I don't understand. Why does the bird have a hat? And he's like, well, I made it for the tiger. And it's like, but that makes no sense.
Why did you make a hat this big for a huge tiger?
He's like, he kept stealing it. I'm like, no.
Maybe when the cat was a baby.
Make no sense.
And then it was Rumi's cat by the end of it. Like, oh, it was so sweet.
Definitely got like very subtle Jasmine and Raja vibes in a couple of those scenes.
Yes, for sure. For sure.
Yep. And I didn't pick a favorite song. I guess I'll have to go back. I'll have to report back on that later.
Okay. Well, if it's anything but golden, don't tell Phil.
No.
Right. Yeah. No.
Well, the final two, they did a really good job of hooking you with the final two songs.
Oh,
there.
for sure.
That was
for sure.
That was really good. And then, for something a little slower, their little duet was also very good. Like you said, it did do a good job, an excellent job of telling the story in a non-cheesy way with this duet. Like it paced the visuals with it really nicely. So yeah.
It's truly, I feel like it's like there's some movies that are like kids movies and some movies that are family movies, and this is a family movie. Anybody could love it. I mean, maybe not like a boomer, but like anybody else, millennials on down.
This should have got this is the kind of thing that should have got a theatrical release.
Yes, it should have.
It really should have. Yeah,
people would have, get some promotion behind it and get some ticket sales. You can still put it on Netflix shortly thereafter or whatever you want, But people would totally have gone to see this. So, Andrea, I mean, it sounds like you liked it, but were you hesitant when you started at all, like me, or were you like, I'm on board immediately, or?
Yeah, I mean, I was hesitant. Like you, I'd gone into it like a little nervous just because I had thought, like, what if this is like a kid's movie that I am going to watch as an adult, and
judgment.
But like, there's kids movies that you enjoy, and there's kids movies that you're like, this is kids movies that I can tolerate.
Right.
So I did worry a bit that this was just going to be a kids movie that I was going to tolerate.
Sure.
But no, I actually loved it right from the frenetic plane scene. Weirdly, this is going to be super odd, but I loved it from like their like hoarding of the snacks and like eating the kimbap, because it's also like, it's hilarious and also such a millennial / like parent thing, because it looks exactly like the really popular kimbap you get from Trader Joe's. It's like literally the same. It's like built the same. So I was like, oh my God, this is such like a, you know what I mean? Like where you're an adult and your life is grocery shopping and your favorite things from your grocery stores. I was like, this knows where I'm at.
Oh, and in that initial fight scene, Andrea, the fact that she's like, we'll be down in 3 minutes, which is the exact amount of time it takes to make a cup of ramen. And the whole scene, they're like very subtly swinging around the hot water flask and filling up their ramen cup and waiting 3 minutes.
Yeah, I loved it.
Mhm.
So yeah, so I enjoyed this from the get go. But yeah, I mean the first couple of frames I was a little nervous about it, but I was settled in right away.
Mhm.
I thought the music was fantastic, and I did some digging on the cast, and I really love that the cast for this are the basis for like the features of the characters for Huntrix. Even actually the I haven't looked at all the guys who play the Saja boys, but even the lead, he's got the same hairstyle as Genu. So I was just like,
funny.
yeah, like I love it. So like, it's very obviously like themselves animated and given extra because, in real life, the main character does not have a large purple braid,
Sure.
which disappointing.
Yeah.
But you can definitely tell how they were drawn from these women.
That's cool. Yeah.
I wonder how many people at anime cons now will start dressing as characters from this movie. They're so enigmatic. I mean, and they're so stylish. I would want to be one of them.
I wanna be the bird.
Abcorn, I think. So.
You can be popcorn, Dana. I'm gonna be the bird. I'm not gonna lie to you. The bird is the best.
Yeah.
And
Did
John,
anyone
you can
else
be the
think
cat.
that Rumi, that Dana, you kind of look like Rumi a little bit?
Thank you. She was my favorite. She was
I kind of thought that going through it. It's like, oh,
She
no,
does.
it's gonna actually, like, yeah, it's like, didn't you
hate
do your
to
hair kind of like
disappoint
that
you,
too?
When I sing along, though, I can't hit those notes. I try.
You need to go to a doctor to get some
grape juice.
Yeah.
It does explain why I was confusingly attracted to a cartoon character. That explains a lot for me, actually. Thank you for pointing that out.
Yeah. No, you'll see. I think you'll see it like as something, but
You know who can hit all those notes though? Our 7-year-old daughter, and it's adorable to hear her singing along with the song.
Aww.
I'm
Nice.
specifically talking about Golden, obviously.
Oh my gosh. Well, after this, I'm gonna listen to Golden again, and I'm gonna see how. Well, so what's our reason? Okay, so Phil, your topic is Golden. Andrea, yours was which one?
What it sounds like.
And Dana?
Probably Golden, but Takedown is a close second.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe I'll start
Takedown
with
is
those
a good
three and
one.
see.
Yeah, they're all
They're all
good.
good.
We listen to the soundtrack a lot. And,
Same.
Okay.
and I like. I mean, I've not, like Dana said, I haven't gotten sick of it either, frankly. So.
Well, was there anything we haven't said about this movie? It looks good, it moves good, it sounds good.
Yeah.
It's a simple but effective story. It's got a little bit of romance, got a little bit of action.
Dana,
it's covering a lot of bases.
if we want to be Huntrix, Ashley could totally be Zoe. I have a pink wig now.
Yes.
You do.
Yes.
I'll start working on the costumes right away.
Awesome.
Just saying.
I love it.
That would be awesome.
All right, John, Phil, start brushing up your boy band hair.
Well, there's not enough of us. John and I will have to be the tiger and the bird.
I don't know how that works. Well,
we got to get a hat first of all. We're always trying to steal back and forth.
you Phil,
Don't
you should
think
get
about
the
it
wig.
too much. Don't think about it too much, John.
Phil, you should get the
Just
wig of
do
the
it.
guy that the hair just covers your face. It's just like
his whole face, his eyes.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. We'll figure it out.
John, are you going to be
Is a ways off? So
John, are you going to be the baby who just like bottles the hot sauce?
Baby Saja.
Baby Saja.
Wait, what am I forgetting?
When they're in the game.
Oh, that's right. They're competing. That's right. And he's just
He's
He's just like,
that whole scene was
that'd be a fun little prop, wouldn't it?
Great.
To be that and you just have the hot sauce along with you. That would be a fun little prop.
But isn't that a real Korean culture point? Those game shows and having pop idols on them.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did like some of those elements. Yeah.
Yeah, I loved that scene. It was super funny. Plus, Huntrix in the leather. The leather has betrayed us.
My favorite part is when they're like, "Okay, Saja's got to go," and they turn around and they're like already through the door, and they get through the door and they're like already around the corner. It's just very clever humor. Love that.
Oh,
Nice.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's great. Watch it.
Well, good
No
recommendation
reservations.
there.
Watch it.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, if you've watched it, I mean, I guess we weren't too heavy in spoilers, really. You know, we didn't go into
No.
like too greatest specifics. It would this is the kind of movie though that would still
matter.
be completely fun,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
knowing quite
You
a
can
bit
know
of things
every
that
plot
happen.
point in it. It's still great.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Very nice. Okay, well, tomorrow is Dawn to Dawn, so everybody get ready for that. I'm reading the manga, and I'm in the most current volume, but in the past volume, which I think I wrote down, is 12. There's another scene that's a potentially tear jerker. Sob stories.
Still trying to get over the first one.
That won't be this season, because I'm pretty much caught up with the manga for this whole next season.
It's going to be a while.
But
it's going to be a while.
Okay.
Be safe for
good
time.
Good.
Yeah.
I need more recovery time. I still can't go back and watch that.
I want to. I
want to, but I need more. I need more time. It's so good. It's not that I wouldn't. It's just that I need more time to be emotionally prepared.
Mm-hmm.
Fair.
Yeah, I feel like it would hit me less hard now, probably because I'm aware of it. But
it's not as surprising, but still, you'd be surprised though at the stuff that gets you.
The reason I was so like taken aback by that, I think, is because I did read it, and it didn't hit me that way. So that's just the kudos to them for being so effective in the way that they told that beat of the story. So,
for sure.
Yeah. But okay, well, that's Ohio Anime and K-pop Demon Hunters on Netflix. Go and check that out, everybody. If you have not, you should make sure you subscribe to our stuff, Ohio Anime on YouTube. Otherwise, everywhere else you can find us on Podcasts on the Rocks. And stuff goes to the same spot. Like right now, we're live on YouTube and X and Twitch. So any of those places. Next week will probably be a regular Popcasts on the Rocks podcast. I don't know what we want to talk about, Andrea, but we got options.
We do.
For sure.
I'm working on some stuff.
I'm planning to go to the local theater to see the new Jurassic World. So
it's literally, dude, I'm literally watching Fallen Kingdom with Chris. I've just paused it to come down and do this, and I'm going to finish it because I forgot about Fallen Kingdom. Like, I skipped right over to Dominion and forgot.
Okay.
There's another one in there. So we're working our way up to going to go see Rebirth.
Nice.
Okay.
I must be way behind.
Yeah, maybe. Well, what do you remember? Which ones do you remember?
I saw two with Chris Pratt. How many were there?
Yeah.
Okay.
3. I thought there were only 2. Two.
We missed the last one then too.
Did I see 2 with Chris Pratt?
Yeah.
They go back. I mean, this is not going to give anything away. They go back to the island to like rescue the dinosaurs because there's a volcano that's going to explode. This happens in like the first minute of the movie, so I'm not spoiling anything.
That's the Fallen Kingdom one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I skipped over.
Right. I did not see the latest one. The Dominion I didn't see. And I'm not going to bother seeing it, I don't think, in preparation for I'm just going to go to the new one. So.
Rebirth looks good. I mean, we saw
really
the
good.
trailer. It looks awesome. Oh, I did. This is animation, but I did see How to Train Your Dragon, the live action.
Is it good?
It was phenomenal.
Okay.
It was so good. It was too scary for our kids to go to, so I went with my mom. But it was fantastic. Gerard Butler rocked it.
I believe it.
I'm sure he would.
It was well cast. It stuck to the original storyline.
It's like the same script, basically.
The same script. And the CGI was so believable.
It does look good on I've only seen the previews, but.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, visually it looks stunning.
Right.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I haven't paid much attention to that in a while, but they have that stuff at Universal now, right? I think there's a How to Train Your Dragon world there or something. So
yeah, I think there is.
Very cool.
Sorry, I giggle because Chris and I had a debate about whether or not there was a Universal in Florida, and I was like, oh,
What?
That's where.
Yeah.
That's where. Yeah,
I mean,
that's
one,
it.
right?
He like I feel bad now, but he like I was talking about like when I was 16 and I had visited Disney World, and I was like, actually I really loved Universal Studios. Like that was my favorite. I got to like do the Mummy ride. There was like these dragon roller coasters, and he was like,
Yeah.
are you sure you're not thinking of California? I was like,
Like,
no.
do know what state I was in. I wasn't that young.
Right. Well, I mean, to be fair, like you can get them mixed up, but I was like, I'm pretty sure Florida, like Disney World
Are you
and
sure
Universal
you
are
weren't
both way bigger.
In, a completely
in
different
Universal
place.
Studios Japan? Were you there instead, actually? 'Cause-
Or wildly drunk.
I mean, no, definitely not. But yeah.
all right.
Anyway,
Well, yeah, everybody stay tuned, subscribe, all that sort of thing. And we'll catch you next time. Thank you, everybody, for joining me on this. And have a good night.
bye,
Thanks, man.
guys.
Thank
Thanks, Andrea.
you.